Welcome. My name is Krysta French, and this is my yoga channel. Today I'll be taking you through an advanced Vinyasa Flow practice. This is a challenging and fun full body workout full of sun salutations, inversions, arm balances, and deeper stretches. So when you're ready, come join me on the mat. Come to stand at the top of your mat. Allow your hands to press together in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your hands to drop down by your hips. Inhale, reach up, palms press. As you exhale, begin to fold in half, letting it go. Inhale, find your flat back. And hands down, step or float back, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. So just starting to move through your downward facing dog, starting to pedal your heels, bicycle the knees, maybe shift the weight through your hips. Just finding some warmth in the body as we start to move into our sun salutations. And then gaze comes forward, step or float up to the front, flat back. Exhale to fold in half. Inhale, arms reach high, palms press. Hands come down through the heart and down to the sides. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. Exhale, we're folding forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, and hands down. Step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Find your breath here. Maybe even connect with your Ujjayi breath, so that ocean sounding breath. Just constricting the back of the throat, letting it move in and out of the nose. Gaze comes forward, step or float up, flat back. Exhale, we're folding over. Inhale, arms reach high, palms press. Hands come down through the heart and down to the sides. Inhale it up again, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And hands down, step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Notice here where your thoughts are. And if there's somewhere else, see if you can just pull them back to this moment, being fully and completely present. Gaze comes forward, step or float up, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach up, palms press, lengthen through the spine. Hands lower through the heart and down to the sides. Inhale, this time sink back for your chair pose, Utkatasana. Get nice and heavy. Exhale, we're folding. Inhale to your flat back, lengthen. And hands down, step or float back. Take your vinyasa, meeting back in downward facing dog. And then from here, step that right foot forward, back heel down, reach up, warrior one. Bending into that right knee, hands find the floor again, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay with the breath. One breath here, step that left foot forward, right heel spins down, reach up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands lower, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So notice here if things have started to change in your body, maybe in your breath. See if you can slow the breath down a little bit. So reconnecting with that Ujjayi breath. And then gaze comes forward, step or float up, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, take your seat, find your chair pose, Utkatasana. So warming the body, lengthen all the way, hands come down through the heart and down to the sides. So standing nice and tall here. Inhale again, sit back, chair pose. Exhale, we're folding in half, Uttanasana. From here, option for crow pose, hands come down, place those knees nice and high on the triceps. Find the balance, pull the core in, and then shoot back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. downward facing dog. Steady breath, calm mind, reach that right leg high. Start to open your hips. So roll around the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Just get some movement through the joint. Come back to find a straight leg. Shift forward into your plank pose and then flip your dog. So we're working into that nice big heart opener, wild thing. Come back to a three-legged dog and then shift it forward, knee to nose. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Kick it on back. This time knee comes to the left elbow. Kick it all the way back. And then from here, we're stepping it through. Spin the back heel down. Open your arms wide. Find warrior two. So our gaze is falling over the right middle finger. Allow some softness through the shoulders. Press that front knee open. And then start to revolve your warrior. Reach back through the right fingers. Open the entire right side body. Come back through warrior two and then into extended side angle pose. So this time, this variation, we're taking the hand down to the ground, creating a long, clean line from the left fingertip to the heel, and then start to reach that arm up toward the sky, straighten the right leg for triangle pose. Gazing up toward the top palm, if it's okay on your neck. Root down to rise up. Both feet are turning to the side, hands at your hips, lift your heart, and exhale, we're folding. Inhale, find your flat back, and then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. So Prasarita Padottanasana, hands are flat on the ground. Find your flat back again. This time walk your hands out in front of you. Take your hands at your hips, and then rise all the way up. Right toes turn forward. Step the left foot in a little bit. So the hips are facing forward. We're going to find a nice shoulder opener by taking the hands behind the back. Any variation here. So you can take a hidden prayer or maybe opposite wrists and then fold over that right leg. So finding that nice big stretch through the right hamstrings. Both legs are staying long. Come all the way up. Release the hands, step the left foot forward. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Exhale to fold in half. Can step back again. We're working right into crow pose, Bakasana. So gaze is forward. We're lifting the feet up and then shooting it back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Steady your breath. From that dog, lift the left leg, open your hips, roll around the knee, the hip, the ankle, and then we're coming into that wild thing. This time, just the version we're doing, shifting forward through our plank pose and then flipping it for wild thing. Lifting the hips, come all the way back, three-legged dog. Shift forward, tiger pose, knee to nose. Inhale, kick it back, lengthen. Reaching left elbow and knee together, kick it back. And then knee crosses the body to the right elbow. Kick it all the way back and then step it through right into warrior two. So arms open, nice and long. This time our gaze drops over the left fingertips. And that front knee is opening up, pulling the lower belly up and in. Start to revolve your warrior. Reach back through those fingers. Open the entire side body. And then pass back through warrior two into extended side angle pose. So the variation we're taking today, the left hand finds the ground, creating a nice long line from the right fingertips to the heel. And then reach that right arm straight up. Start to walk the left foot in, or walk the left hand in rather, as you straighten the left leg, triangle pose. So Utthita Trikonasana. Root down to rise up, both feet turn to the side. Hands meet behind you. Interlace the fingers as you lift the heart and fold. So another version of our Prasarita Padottanasana. The head is really heavy. Moving the hands away from the body any amount. Maybe shifting a tiny bit of weight forward into the balls of the feet. Root down to rise up. Lift your heart. Release your hands and shoulders. Shake it out. Left toes turn forward. Step the right foot in. And then either find your hidden prayer behind your back or maybe opposite wrists or elbows and fold over that leg. So the left leg is nice and long, getting into the hamstrings. So let your head get heavy here. Root down to rise up. And go ahead and step that right foot in. Come back to the top of your mat. And then inhale, take a seat again, find your chair pose. So we're beginning to add to that flow. Exhale, we're folding. This time step back into your crow pose. And then from our crow pose, we're pulling the lower belly up and in, allowing the head to come down, finding our tripod headstand, lifting the legs all the way up. So creating a nice long line of energy through the body. Keep pressing through the palms, pointing the toes. From here, come back into your crow pose. If you come out of it, that's okay. And then step or float back. Take your vinyasa. So we're going to start to add some arm balances in here. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Shift it forward, knee to nose. Inhale, kick it back. And this time, take that right knee on top of the right tricep, Ekapada Kondunyasana. So both legs reach long, and then step back into your three-legged dog. Shift it forward and then over to the left side for fallen triangle. Extend that leg through, reach that left arm open, lower the left hand down. Hug the right knee in again, kick it long behind you, and then step it up. Spin the back heel down, warrior two. Begin to revolve your warrior, reach back through the right fingers, keep pressing into that right knee. Come back through warrior two, right into your extended side angle pose. So nice long line from the fingertip to heel. And then from here, we're finding the bind. So left hand comes around the back, right hand comes under the thigh, clasp your hands behind you, roll the shoulder back, look down toward the right foot, step the left foot up to the top of your mat. Heading into bird of paradise, we're going to shift into that left foot and then start to work that right knee all the way up. Keep the bind here, roll your chest open, and then if it feels good, you can start to lift that right leg nice and high. So our full version of bird of paradise. Bend your knee to come back down, place the foot down, step it back, extended side angle pose. So keep that right arm down, left arm lifted, straighten that right leg for triangle. So nice steady breath here. Root down to rise up. Both feet turn to the side, hands at the hips, lift the heart. And then from here, fold in half. Hands come down like before. Find your flat back and then fold. So palms are flat on the ground. And then this time we're working into our headstand. So tripod headstand one more time. So we're lifting the legs nice and high. So trying to aim for that straight line all the way from the crown of the head to the toes. Stay with the breath. Split your legs and slowly come on down. Find your flat back again, lengthen. And take the hands at the hips, root down to rise. Right toes are going to turn forward as we step the left foot in just a little bit for our pyramid pose. Find your flat back as you lengthen, open your chest, and exhale, we're folding. This time the hands can come down to the ground. You can walk the fingertips down behind that right foot. And then once you feel comfortable there, you can start to move into some handstand hops. So hands come down in front of that right foot. We're starting to lift that left leg all the way up as we pull the right knee in, maybe catching some hang time. So just have some fun with it, play around. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, no worries. We're stepping all the way back into a high lunge. So left heel remains lifted, arms sweep up. Nice full breath here. Hands come together in front of the heart. Drop the back knee and find a twist. So left elbow hooks over the right thigh. Top palm pushes down. Rotate through the ribs. Back toes tuck under. Lift the knee. So nice steady breath here. And then split your arms. So lower the left hand down as you reach the right arm high. Come all the way up out onto a T and then revolve your twist here. So left arm is reaching back. From here, that right arm comes back up toward the sky. So both arms are framing the ears. And then step that left foot forward. Hands come down through the heart and down to the sides. So that was a lot, but we are going to do it on the other side. So coming back to center, inhale, sink back, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, we're folding in half. And then from here, finding our Bakasana, crow pose one more time. So taking that gaze forward, and then when you're ready, tuck your chin, lower the crown of the head down, right into our tripod headstand. So finding that length, getting all this good fresh blood down into the head, and then step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice steady breath here. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Shift it forward, knee to nose. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, knee comes on top of the left tricep. Extend that leg long. Right leg reaches out, Ekapada Kondunyasana. And then shift it all the way back, three-legged dog. Work that knee across the body toward the right elbow, fallen triangle. Extend that leg, reach that right arm open. Lower the hand, hug the knee back in, kick it long behind you, and then begin to step it up in between the hands, warrior two. So arms are nice and long out onto a T. Start to revolve your warrior. Reach back through those fingers, pressing into that left knee, and then come back right into extended side angle pose. So lower the left hand. Nice long line from the fingertips to the heels. And then when you're ready, take the bind. So drop the right hand behind you, scoop that left hand under the thigh, clasp your hands, coming right into our bird of paradise. Look down toward that foot, step the right foot up, shift into the right foot. Start to peel that left knee all the way up. Keep your bind. Find your balance, and then when it feels good, you can start to lift that left leg. And then we're going to come back out of it, lower the foot down, come back into extended side angle pose, right into triangle. Full steady breath. From our triangle, come back up, both feet turn to the side. Hands meet behind you as you lift your heart, and we're folding forward. So another version of our shoulder opener here, just finding that same Prasarita Padottanasana that we did before. Hands are moving away from the low back. Root down and slowly rise back up. Release the hands, shake it out. Left toes turn forward, step the right foot in just a little bit, and then hands at your hips as you lift your heart. Exhale to fold. So fingertips come down to the ground as you fold. And again, we're going to work on those handstand hops. So hands find the floor in front of the foot. You can walk the left foot back a little bit. Have a soft bend in that left knee as you extend the right leg high, and then start to work on those handstand hops. So again, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Just keep practicing. All right, so trying to work that right leg nice and high, and then eventually we step back into our high lunge. So left foot is in front. Drop the back knee, find your twist. So hooking the right elbow over the left thigh, give it a good press, and then back toes tuck under, lift the back knee. Start to rotate through the ribs. Split your arms on the inside of the leg, so reaching that left arm high. Keep your chest open as you lift your torso, and then revolve your twist. So reach your right arm all the way back. Left hand finds the thigh. Extend that left arm up, so both arms are coming up to frame the ears. And then just step that right foot forward, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands come together in prayer and down through the hips. Inhale it up again, lengthen. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, and hands down, step or float back. Take your vinyasa, meeting back in downward facing dog. So come back to your breath in your down dog, really grounding through the fingers. Inhale, reach your right leg high, step it on the outside of the right hand, lower the back knee for a more passive version of our lizard pose. So you can continue to reach your heart and your hips forward, just lengthening out, stretching through the hip flexor and the quad of that left side. And then tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee up for a more active version of lizard. Lower the back knee down, start to peel the big toe side of that right foot open, press the thigh away if it feels good, and then reach back with the right hand as you bend the left knee, catching the foot, bringing the foot a little bit closer towards you. So getting a nice big stretch. Eventually release the foot, slide your hips back, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Reach your chin forward down toward your shin, lengthening through the hamstrings. And then if you have that full splits practice that you want to work into, just start to work that right heel forward, sliding the left knee back. Full breaths right here. If you have the fullest expression of the posture, you can start to reach your arms up overhead, palms pressing together. Just a different option. From that full splits, we'll come back, peel that foot all the way back, come into a tabletop. Take a few rounds here of your cat-cow, and then press back when you're ready, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg high, step it on the outside of the left hand, drop the right knee down for a passive version of our lizard pose. Keep reaching the heart and the hips forward, getting a nice big stretch. Eventually the back toes tuck under for a more active version. You can lower the back knee down again, peel the big toe side of that left foot open, press the thigh away, rotate the ribs, and then when you're ready, start to bend that back knee, catch the foot, slowly work the foot a little bit closer in towards you. Nice, full, steady breathing. And begin to release the foot back down. Slide your hips back just to lengthen that left leg. So half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Reaching the chin down toward your shin. And if you have that full split, start to work that left heel forward, right knee scoots back. Trying to even out your hips. So steady breath. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Eventually sliding that left heel back, knees come toward each other, and then this time we're pressing back, finding child's pose, Balasana. So taking a rest here, you might even roll your forehead a little bit back and forth, sinking the hips back to the heels. Eventually we're coming up onto our shins, working into a few rounds of our camel pose. So hands start at the low back, start to lift your collarbones and chest, roll your shoulders open, push your hips forward, and gently tip your gaze back. Doesn't have to be your deepest back bend. Come all the way back up. This time you might release your hands down toward the heels. They might stay at your back. Either way, keep lifting through your collarbones, lifting through your chest as you press the hips forward. Breathe here. Nice and steady. Slowly we're going to lift back up. One more round. If you want more, untuck the toes, and the whole hand is going to come on top of the sole of the foot. So up to you if you're taking that or not. Either way, keep reaching the heart up. And eventually we're coming all the way back to neutral. Take a seat back onto your heels. Let your hands come on top of your thighs for a moment. Take a few breaths. And then lower your forehead. Take your hands down by your ankles for this version of our child's pose. So making yourself as small as possible. And just allowing your chest to rest on top of the thighs. Slowly we're going to come back up, and this time cap your elbows with your hands. Take your hands down in front of you as you interlace your fingers. We're coming back up into our Shirshasana A this time for our headstand. So our more traditional headstand. not the tripod version. So hands are down on the ground, fingers interlaced as we lift the legs all the way up. So really working on pressing into the forearms. Nice, full, steady breath. And then slowly keep the legs long as you lower. Come back down into child's pose. So always taking a child's pose after our headstand. And begin to come back up into down dog. Allow your head to get heavy. Heels can drop. Gaze comes forward. Step or float the feet through. Come down onto your sits bones. Lengthen the legs out. So keep that left leg long. Bring your right foot into the inner thigh. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, we're folding over that left leg. So Janu Sirsasana, feel free to take the bind if you can reach it. So reach your chin down toward your shin. Nice, full, steady breath here. And then slowly come back up. Extend that right leg and just switching sides, bending the left knee, reaching over that right leg. Heart is reaching down. If you can take the bind, go ahead and grab it. And really just focus on the breath here. So let your breath take you deeper into the posture. Slowly come back up. Take both feet together for bound angle Baddha Konasana. Open the soles of your feet, reach your heart forward, and fold over. So the elbows are plugging into the inner thighs as we reach the chest forward. A nice big opening in the hips and in the groin. Slowly come back up. And then begin to take the right foot on top of the left knee as you bend the knees. And you can open your IT band here, open through the glute. If you want to go deeper, we're working into double pigeon. So the left foot is going to walk over to the right side. So what we're working on here is stacking the right knee on top of the left ankle and the ankle on top of the knee. So reach forward if it feels good, and if it's in your practice, you can even walk your hands all the way forward. Allow your forehead to come down toward the ground. And if it's not in your practice, just stay where you are. It's a pretty deep hip opener. And eventually come back up. Can take the feet down to the floor again. Just kind of swish the knees back and forth, windshield wipering them, getting rid of any kind of tension. And then we're switching sides. So left foot hooks on top of the right knee. And to go deeper, for double pigeon, right foot comes over to the left side. Left knee on top of right ankle. And then left foot on top of the right knee. Steady the breath. How can you relax here? How can you let go? Just a little bit more. And we'll slowly and mindfully come back up. Take the feet back down again. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Extend the legs long. Take the hands behind you. Fingers point towards you. Lift your hips up. So reverse plank pose. Point your toes down, lifting the entire body. So really engaging every muscle. And then lower back down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold over both of the legs, finding Paschimottanasana, so our seated forward fold. Nice, full, steady breath, getting into the hamstrings. And focus on also lengthening through the spine. From here, we're going to come up and lower down onto your back. Hug the knees in. You can rock a little bit side to side. and find a happy baby. So opening the hips, and then eventually the legs can lower all the way down, finding our Shavasana. And as you come into your Shavasana, just start to soften across the entire body. So start up at the crown of your head. See if you can soften across your facial features, your brow line, the jaw, the shoulders, maybe the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet get a little bit heavier. Really focus on your breath here. So today's quote comes from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. One becomes firmly established in practice only after attending to it for a long time, without interruption, and with an attitude of devotion. Allow your breath to get bigger and start to send some movement back into the fingers and the toes. Maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles, or reaching up, taking a big stretch, and eventually rolling off to your side. Just cradling your knees in towards your chest, and eventually pressing yourself all the way up. And find a comfortable, easy seat. The spine nice and long. You can allow your hands to rest at your thighs for a moment, and then the hands can come together in front of your heart. So take this time to thank yourself for choosing to practice, for choosing to show up and to honor yourself. And thank you all so much for sharing your own practice with me. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. If you enjoyed this yoga video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you'll never miss a free yoga class. For more information, you can check out KrystaFrench.com. I'll see you on the mat soon.